Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to take a look inside Kanye West's impressive watch collection. Let's get right into it. Kanye West is a watch collector. He also despises the fact that he is a watch collector. Take All Falls Down from his debut album, 2004's The College Dropout, where he says, "Man, I promise, I'm so self-conscious." He then added, "That's why you always see me with at least one of my watches. Rollies and Pashas done drove me crazy." While West's lyrics, persona, and star-studded watch collection exemplify hip-hop's extravagant consumerism, he's always aware that his obsession may stem from a lack of confidence. Still, his taste in timepieces is telling. Sometimes it reflects his aesthetic of the moment, other times it's simply an expression of his offbeat and singular sensibility. Well, let's take a look at his impressive watch collection. Cartier Pasha re-release. West's image was defined by a colourful, preppy sensibility when he released The College Dropout, and the Rollies and Pashas of All Falls Down both tap into and push against that vibe. Rolexes go well with the College Dropout look, but a passion for the big, round Cartier Pasha is a completely different story. It was revived by the house in 1985 after being created as a one-off design for the Pasha of Marrakesh, Fami El Glaoui. In 1931, the Cartier Pasha, along with the Breitling Chronomat and the Piaget Polo, was part of a new generation of big, bold watches that pushed suit sleeves up to the elbow in the 1980s. The Pasha was simply not on the radar of rappers or watch collectors in 2004. It was a complete surprise. Kanye's pink Casio G-Shock. Following The College Dropout came the stadium wrap of Late Registration, in which West chose to wear a series of Casio G-Shock watches in gaudy colours, including a famous bright pink model for the cover of Complex magazine, despite having every resource at his disposal. The bright lights and pyrotechnics of a stadium tour went hand in hand with this big, bold, colourful watch. West wore a yellow-gold Audemars Piguet Royal Oak skeletal perpetual calendar, with sharply tailored jackets for the musical and aesthetic vault face that was the 808s and Heartbreak album. Similarly, an ever rose gold Rolex Daytona on a rubber strap symbolized the baroque opulence of his collaboration with Jay-Z for the Watch the Throne album, as seen in the video for Otis. Kanye's Cartier Crash. Kanye rarely raps about or even wears watches these days, but when he does, he has a knack of foreshadowing new trends in the watch world. The Cartier Crash he wore while being interviewed by David Letterman for the Netflix show My Next Guest Needs No Introduction in 2019 was the most recent example. Rich and famous men were rarely seen without their U-Bolts, Rolexes, and Richard Milles at this time. So a watch as strange and surreal as the Crash, which resembles a dripping clock in a Salvador Dali painting, stood out. The Crash, like the rest of Cartier's illustrious past, is now considered one of the world's true connoisseur timepieces. Kanye West's Rolex Submariner date. This is about as far as you can get from Kanye's Crash. Whereas the Crash is a one-of-a-kind, the Submariner is one of Rolex's most iconic and recognizable models, laying the groundwork for nearly every other diver's watch that exists today. While the Submariner was designed for diving to the ocean's depths, Kanye's is made of 18-karat gold, which is also visible on the dial's hour markers and hands. This isn't the sort of thing you'd want to scuba dive into. Audemars Piguet. Graduation's rockstar years came to an abrupt end when Kanye's mother died just months after the album's release. Kanye's somber transition from a bold, rockstar-inspired aesthetic to a more traditional, tailored look was exemplified. On his wrist, this meant a return to classic Rolex and Audemars Piguet timepieces, often in yellow gold. He was frequently seen wearing an Audemars Piguet Royal Oak skeletal perpetual calendar in yellow gold with a tailored suit or jacket during the 808s and Heartbreak era. From Drake to Frank Ocean, the 808 spawned an entire generation of rappers and imitators. These artists' more intimate, introspective sound is frequently accompanied by a fashion sense influenced by Kanye's era. Traditional suiting, classic watches, and a lot of Murakami in the hallway. Hermes. Following the critical and commercial success of MBDTF, Kanye and Jay-Z released Watch the Throne as a sort of victory lap. Kanye's WTT era is the pinnacle of luxury rap. The album is over the top and outrageous, with pricey samples and guest appearances outweighed only by name drops of brands you'd never heard before. Kanye and Jay-Z even gave Rolex GMT Master 2 watches to some of the album's contributors, with the words "From Kanye and Jay-Z" engraved on the back. Otis, a 3+ minute song that exists primarily for Jay to brag about his 2 big face Rollies, and Ye to brag about his other Benz, is one of the most boastful tracks from Watch the Throne. Kanye West can be seen wearing a yellow gold Rolex Daytona in the music video, a watch he'll be seen wearing a lot in the coming years. Around this time, Kanye seemed to develop a taste for Daytona, as he's frequently seen wearing an ever rose gold Daytona on a rubber strap. That's it for today. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on that notification bell so you never miss out on any future content we'll produce for you guys. We're signing off now, but we'll be sure to catch you all in the next one.